The Night Parade is a 1992 novel by Scott Ciencin, and it is book 4 of The Harpers, though in reality it is a standalone Forgotten Realms novel. You don't have to read anything else before this. You don't have to read anything else after this. Mermeen Law is the ruler of the city of Erebel in Cormyr. I have read Ciencin's 2 Avatar books for the Forgotten Realms, and his 1 EverQuest novel as well. He's not a bad writer, he's not great either. And this one is darker, though, than most early Forgotten Realms novels. The story begins with Mirami naked in bed, having just slept with a young sculptor. The weather outside is brooding. A storm it's passed by recently. The year is 1359 DR. The Minister of Defense for the city, Yvonne, I believe, finds her in her undress and tells her that Dag has been caught in the city and that the night parade is real. She then confronts the tall, gaunt man that is her ex-husband. A decade ago, when their daughter was born on a stormy night in Calimport, Dag says he gave their daughter to the night parade. Mirmin had thought that she had given birth to a stillborn. She was very fevered from the labor and doesn't really recall. So hence why her daughter was able to go missing without her knowing. It is an interesting relationship. Right? They can tell when the other lies. I mean, in a sense, their feelings are still present for each other, but in different forms after their long separation. And it definitely goes in an interesting way that really doesn't keep you guessing for very long. Mermeen then calls on her friends when she discovers her daughter may yet be alive. They are Harpers, these friends, while she technically isn't, though she once was, which is pretty typical, I feel like, for these Harper books, actually. This takes her, though, to Calimport, which is her home originally. I was surprised with the depth of this book. Okay, it starts rather sexually, which isn't super common in the Forgotten Realms books. It's not very rare either, I guess, so. Also, the showing of poverty was something I was not expected. Selling yourself, for example, and loved ones for food, fighting over rats in the streets for food. This is just in Calimshan, of course, though, and not in Cormyr. Mirmeen is an interesting woman. She's a strong leader. She's not strictly a warrior, though, and she's capable and battle-scarred, though, or much of an artist, though she is very imaginative. The Night Parade itself is considered a fairy tale, something to scare children. In reality, it's a group of chaotic, neutral, bizarre beings from Nightmare, pretty much. They have colonies in several cities of Faerun. The biggest is in Calimport. This menagerie of really weird individuals and dangerous and creepy individuals are dangerous, right? It really lends a horror aspect to the novel. Plus the grotesque happenings and the misogyny and parent-to-child relationships adds some other conflicts in as well. Kristen is a young woman that finds her life upheaved. She has an interesting story arc, and there's a cast of Lucius and Alden and Shandover and others with their dark arcs as well. We also have Six, Zeal, Ord, Raze, Burke, and Verena. It's quite a large cast overall, actually. The city Sudolfer makes a brief appearance, which was a pleasant surprise. But for the most part, it's in Calimport, down in Calimshan, which I wasn't really expecting, actually, from a Mirmeen Law story. I was not aware that she was from there. So it does remind me of some sense of starting over in the Heartlands, in this case in Cormyr, and then going to Calimport, like, I believe it's Sands of the Soul. I forget who wrote it, but it starts in Sembia and then takes place, the rest of the book pretty much takes place in Calimport. So this one is better than that. I didn't really enjoy that book, but it is a Forgotten Realms novel, and if you want to start here in like a more horror-esque place, I mean, it did inspire me enough, actually, that right after I read this, I did run a one-shot for some of the people in my group about the Night Parade, just in a different city in Neverwinter in that case.